All right, so today I am here with Bobbi, and I want to share a little bit of when I met you on our first consultation, and then have you kind of just share your story with everyone. So I met you on a consultation where we kind of talked about your journey a little bit, and I just remember I will not forget anytime soon that how you were feeling and how, I don't want to say hopeless, but maybe a little bit hopeless at that
Yeah.
point where you were like, I was a little bit lost. And I remember you describing something to me, and I had a visual, and you were like, this morning I couldn't even walk down the stairs. The pain was so severe in my feet that I had to slide down on my rear end all the way down the stairs. And I remember thinking, like, this is a case that can only go up. Like, I felt like you were kind of at a place in your life that it was like, there's so much room for redemption here, that I'm like, this is a slam dunk in making your life better and improvements in your health. So tell me a little bit, and I'm glad I was right. So tell me a little bit about your journey, because it was a very complicated one, and what you kind of want people to know about that.
So hopeless is right. I remember that day, and I remember setting up that call so well and feeling so scared that I would fail, that I had every thought in my head that made me want to stop and cancel the call, and I almost did. And it was a day that I woke up with the pain so intense, my feet so swollen, and I'm not large. I didn't have a ton of weight to lose at the time. I think I maybe had 20 pounds, so I thought I might not even get into the program. But I had swollen so much that my feet couldn't even really flat to the ground, and all of my limbs were very, very tight and swollen, and all of these symptoms were return symptoms that had happened at my initial diagnosis for stage 4 Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma that happened in 2021 timeframe. And at the time, we did not expect to find that diagnosis, but I had experienced lots of pain, lots of swelling in my body, my extremities, lots of numbness, tingling, all things that I just kind of kept thinking my hands are numb because I commute, and that's what's happening. And my feet are in pain because I, run around a lot, or whatever the case. I had an excuse or a reason for everything. I then was diagnosed officially and ended up getting 2 cancers for the price of 1, as you know. And unfortunately, I do have a sense of humor, fortunately, but unfortunately, the PET scan revealed that I also had thyroid cancer that needed to be dealt with via surgery, but we needed to treat the non-Hodgkin's first with chemo. Chemo was grueling, obviously. I don't know many people who had a good story there, but it was this experience for me that, while it was making me better, it was definitely not a feeling of health. And the approach by, I think, at least by my medical care team at the time, was eat whatever you can, do whatever you can. We've got to get through these treatments. They're going to be hard on you. We don't want you to get so sick or lose so much weight that, it's going to impact how you can cope with the treatment for 6 months. And for me, I think I told you maybe back then and even recent that for me, it was a little bit of a license and an excitement at first, because I always battled my weight by about a 20-pound margin that I fought with forever. And I just remember feeling like, oh, that freedom isn't good. I can't hear those words, but that's what they were telling me to do. Bring sugary things to chemo. And somewhere along the way, one experience that a lot of folks who go through chemo have is your taste buds change, obviously dramatically, because one of the reasons you lose your hair or your taste buds change is because chemotherapy is going to go to the most rapidly reproducing cells in somebody's body, and that's our hair, our taste buds, fingernails. Then the cancer gets attacked. So when my taste buds changed, I stopped being able to eat things like onions and garlic. And basically what happened is, mentally, I created a story that I really could only taste sweet things.
Mm.
And I went with that story for a long, long, long time. It definitely is, I think, part of my inflammation issue that I've battled a lot throughout the years, but never knew that could be causing it until I started really thinking through what's happening to me. Why am I so inflamed even now? Why am I experiencing, those same symptoms? I did experience recurrence, as you know, and am now taking a daily chemo regimen. I can tell you 100% when I eat more anti-inflammatory, when I stick to what I learned, what I know makes me feel my absolute best, my body responds, not immediately.
So let me jump in there for a second, because I think it's super important for us to acknowledge that there's, like you said, most women dismiss symptoms with our bodies because, one, we're just too busy. We don't have time for ourselves. We're like, on to the next thing. I don't have time to solve this crisis. I don't even want to know if it's a crisis because I've got too many other crises to solve.
Yeah.
Right. So there's that piece of it, which says so much about how little we care for ourselves. Then there's the part where you're diagnosed, and it's like the stress of it, the unknown, and you have a young child. So I can only imagine all of the pressure there to try to get yourself better, but also survive, also show up, also continue to be all the things that everybody needed you to be at that time. And so a lot of times, the things that are complicated, the things that we need most, are kind of pushed off to the side. And so have someone like a coach who can kind of say to you, hey, listen, this is a wake-up call for getting healthy. There are pieces of your life that you can move from the passenger seat to the driver's seat, and you're going to pay and reap the benefits of those small things. So I think that a lot of times women going through these journeys are so, I don't want to say confused, but like lost a little bit on like what to target, what's most important. And I don't necessarily think that nutrition is pushed at the treatment level.
Not at all.
So that's what we kind of saw, this gap in this area of like, wait a minute. And you touched a little bit on muscle wasting and like things that women go through with it, nausea and taste bud changes and all that stuff. And it's so important to understand that nutrition is fuel for your body. It's what makes you and helps you heal. So the more obstacles you're putting down your hatch just slows the healing process down. So it's very contradictory to what needs to happen versus somebody saying, bring a sugary snack with you.
Right.
So we want to just make sure that this is a very simple message and that people understand exactly what food does and how it fuels the body for repair. If you're chronically increasing your inflammation, you're just slowing things down. And that's the opposite of what we want to happen. So share a little bit about how things changed for you when you started to incorporate food as fuel and that mindset of like repair and care.
Yeah. It's really incredible to look back on and to live in the moment when I remember the habits that I learned. The first week I had been journaling as we were working on, and so I was getting myself used to writing things down, and I had a not a mantra, but a statement, almost like a mission statement that I would put in my journal. And at first I was just going through the motions, putting that in, and I thought, I don't really know if I connect to that. So I just kind of never thought a lot about it, but I did it every day. And it was always related to my daughter, my health, wanting to have energy, wanting to be able to move without pain and feel good in my skin and make me a priority. And the first week, this is going to sound silly, but the most significant change that I remember just kind of going, wow, is I historically would wake up, I'm going to say 7 times a night to use the restroom. That's not an exaggeration. It's just a fact of what was happening with me. And that almost went away by week 2. like not fully, because, as we age, that happens anyway. So there were one or two times. And so my sleep was a lot less interrupted for a lot of reasons. There wasn't a massive amount of processed sugar and foods and packaged foods going into my body, which I'm sure helped. But that kind of hooked me. That feeling was like a new drug. Like, oh my gosh, I stopped really focusing on the weight. The feelings were so much more significant to me, which was the first time in my life that I could say something like that. I could very visibly feel and see changes right away.
So think about that really quick. The amount of inflammation in your bladder was causing you to go to the bathroom more often. Yep. Right. So we lowered the inflammation just with small food changes. And then sleep becomes, we talk a lot about sleep hygiene in the program. And that's because repair happens when you sleep. If you're not sleeping and you're being interrupted several times throughout the night, that also causes additional inflammation. It causes your body to not do its job. The body was built to repair itself. We just have to stop putting obstacles in it that slow it down. Right. So I think I remember too, at one point in the call, I don't remember how many weeks in, but I remember you saying to me, I'm going kayaking today. And I was like,
yes. I remember that day. You gave me chills. I remember that day.
I just remember thinking, like, we have won the lottery here, because the start to midway point, it was like rapid recovery for you. And I will tell you too that we've had clients go through while being treated for breast cancer. And I had one client who was diagnosed with breast cancer a second time, and she went through, and even her dentist said she had less inflammation in her gums. Her recovery was much quicker. She had less nausea. It's incredible when you partner with your body what actually can take place and transpire. Get out of its way, give it what it needs, nurture it, love it, make yourself a priority. So that's something that you and I talked a lot about, is putting yourself at the top of that totem pole so that you could take care of your daughter, so that you could take care of yourself.
Yeah. And from that start, or the first meeting that we had, my cancer was a lung-based issue. And so my breathlessness, I couldn't even have phone conversations. And I would present in meetings, because I work in human resources and new hire, and presentations happen a lot. My teammates started pulling me from presentations because my conversations would be so breathless. But I never was a huge person. It wasn't like it was visibly obvious that was why my health was that in disrepair. It was a very silent killer happening inside me. But that kayaking day, you're gonna make me cry. I pulled my kayak out of my basement by myself. Now, I have an incredible boyfriend. He would have done it for me, but I was waiting for him to come anyways. And I thought, you know what? I feel really good. And I've been feeling really good. And I was being measured by my oncologist every single 3 months. We were doing lots of check-ins, and my pulmonologist, and they were so impressed with my progress. They were really amazed, because the medication that I'm on was trial at the time. And so the medication and the combination of the program was just the ticket for me, the golden ticket. But pulling my kayak out of my basement and up and around, up a hill, and getting to the top, and just like, I was a little tired, I won't lie, by the end, but I hadn't moved like that in a while. That was another moment that I was blown away by, what the fuel, as you've taught me so many times, the fuel that I'm using for my body is really working for me. And it was just amazing.
Yeah, it's great. And I love that you can share your experience with other clients going through it. We'll have you come on and talk about some other topics like menopause and recovery and gaining back a little bit of yourself and finding out really what's important to you and making yourself a priority. So we'll have you back to talk more about that, because I feel like you have so much to offer other women and so much information. And listen, knowledge is power. The more that we can give them this information and get them back into the driver's seat of their own health, the happier we will all be. with more success stories like yours. So any last words before I let you get back to your busy day?
I just, my gratitude, my feelings toward you as my coach and the person that has stuck by me, even when I graduated my program. I can never repay. I will never also be able to express what it means to me, because you are the person that taught me that the very moment that I want to give in to fatigue, exhaustion, all the things that chemo does, or life, doesn't have to be chemo, it can be anything that's really just making it hard to wake up every day, energy wise. You taught me that was the very moment not to succumb to the temptation to go down the easy aisles of the grocery store, or down simple things that I know in the back of my mind, but you helped me see that I had to value me more in every aspect, and I had to take that time to put myself first, because if I didn't, I know what that outcome is. And I'm so grateful for those conversations and those times that you were right there when I reached out and said, hey, I'm panicking. So I thank you. That is all I can say.
You are so welcome. And as we always say, like, it's not about perfection. It's about investing. It's about remembering those lessons when times are tough, because that is the most critical time that your body needs the fuel to help support you through a tough situation. And I am so thankful that you worked with me as a coach, and that you're here to share the message and encourage other women. So thank you for being with us, and thank you for joining me on this call. And I know that we're going to do so much more with you. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tieva.